What's going on, everybody? We are back, and we got Jessica back with us today.
Hello.
So, this vlog is a vlog that I've been wanting to do for a long time and have made excuses not to do it, or have been paranoid to hurt someone's feelings. But today's the day where we're just gonna come out with it. When Jessica and I decided to do these vlogs, it's important that we talk about things that make us or other people uncomfortable with dealing with cancer. And today's the day where we get uncomfortable.
Well, first, let's talk about my appointment yesterday.
Well, I was gonna bring that up. I was just trying to do an introduction.
Oh. So I had my appointment yesterday, and I don't know when. Yeah, yesterday.
She had her appointment yesterday.
And my numbers were too low to get chemo, but I got a shot to boost them up, so hopefully we can get it next week. But when my numbers are low, I'm just really tired. I get up and try and do stuff around the house, and I just get out of breath, and I have to go sit down.
I don't think you'll get it next week either, because next week's your week off. And they've been adamant on keeping you on that schedule.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Maybe.
So with Jessica, we went camping over the 4th of July weekend. And come Saturday, she was worn out. She kept telling me, she's like, I'm just so worn out, I haven't even done anything. We're just sitting at camp. So it all kind of started there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monday, we knew for sure your numbers were down because her gums will bleed, and then you coughed and there was a little bit of blood there.
Mm-hmm.
So going into it Tuesday, I mean, I knew you weren't getting treatment.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to where she, just going from the bed to the bathroom and back, she's out of breath. And that tells you how, well, her platelets are 49 and they're supposed to be 174.
I think so, yeah.
And she was told by the doctor not to do anything that'll cause you to get hurt, because if she gets hurt, she can bleed out.
Mm-hmm.
To put it bluntly.
Yeah, because when your platelets are low, you don't clot.
Right.
So
it's been a little bit of a rough road for you.
it has.
So
I don't like being out of breath. That's like the most horrible feeling. I just don't like that.
being out of breath for doing nothing.
Go into the bathroom.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But it does get better when I sit down and, it does get better. So that's good.
And that shot that they gave you, it seems like it'll improve you a little bit each day.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's on her way back up to. We got a trip planned soon, the next weekend. So we got to get you back up to normal, whatever the hell that means anymore. So anyways, back to today's vlog. This conversation is kind of hard to explain without sounding like an asshole or sounding ungrateful. And that's not what we're trying to do. And I know we're not the only people that's dealing with cancer, that's dealing with these issues, because we've read about it in different group chats and stuff. And you don't really see much on the internet or YouTube about this. So we want to talk about things to do and not do with the cancer patient, things that we've experienced personally, either by acquaintances, friends, strangers, family, so forth. And people need to think before they speak sometimes.
Which we all do that. Like, you'll say something and you're like, why did I say that?
I'm notorious for that.
Yeah.
You've seen the vlogs. I mean, but it's I don't know. Like I said, this has been a vlog that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I've made excuses not to do it because it can hurt feelings. And I know if there's certain people that watch this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's talking about me." Well, if the shoe fits, is all I'm gonna say. So she made a list of things that we want to discuss, and I got a few things that I
Like
want to
things
throw.
that you shouldn't say to a cancer patient. Like, for
So,
example, like, at least it's the good kind. No cancer is good. There's
right.
no good kind of cancer, you know?
And that, you know, throughout this, and I'm going to be talking not only Jessica, but stories that I remember from my dad. He passed away from lung cancer, and I remember a lot of his complaints about this. And you're right, you know, it's just that there is no good kind. Could anything be worse? Absolutely. You know, and I've learned to hate that phrase. I hate it when people sit there and say, well,
It could be worse.
well, this is our worst right now, so let us deal with it. Knowing that there's somebody out there suffering more than me doesn't bring any comfort to my situation.
Or, like, well, everything happens for a reason. Why?
That's, yeah.
What?
That's,
Why do children get cancer?
Yeah.
What is that reason?
if everything happens for a reason, when the children with cancer, I want somebody to give me a logical reason why they're suffering. Yeah, that's, we learn, or we don't learn, how do I put this? I guess you learn to hate some phrases. You know, it's just like, and they're phrases that we used to use all the damn time too, but now it's just like, ugh, stop.
Or, well, my grandma or so and so had that kind of cancer and they died. Who wants to hear that?
When you're fighting cancer, you want
What?
to hear the success stories.
Yes.
You don't want to hear about people dying. We know what's going to happen. So if you know somebody else with cancer, don't just don't compare it to other people, because
Oh, yeah.
everybody's, the way Jessica handles her cancer, and you take another woman, which we know another woman with exact same cancer and everything, and around the same time frame, she's had different complications. So everybody's different. So what your family or the person you know went through isn't going to mesh up with what we're going through, with what somebody else is going through. You know, just listen to their story as an individual without trying to mix it in with other people.
One day I was.
Unless it's a success story and they beat
Yes.
stage 4 ovarian
Yes.
cancer, then let us know that. But leave the dying out.
One day I was sitting in the chemo chair getting chemo, and this lady was in there just getting like an iron infusion. And she's like, "What kind of cancer do you have?" And I told her, and she said, "Well, chemo killed my sister." And I'm, as it's getting pumped through me, and I'm just like,
Why?
I mean, chemo's my fight here. Sorry, you know, but I'm thinking, you're in a cancer hospital, lady. You shouldn't be telling cancer patients this.
When they're actively getting chemo.
Yeah.
And we know chemo has caused complications with people. We're not ignorant. We know all this. We've done our research. We've been told by our doctor, you know. This next story, this really happened to Jessica, and this still sticks out in my mind and blows my mind. And this person that said it just wasn't thinking at all. So Jessica was talking to somebody, had told this person that she had stage 4 cancer. And this person's reply was, "Oh, so you're going to die soon?" Like, what? What? Just...
It was a very young adult. I just don't.
And I'm sure it was an innocent
Yeah.
thing, but it's just still at the same time, it's just like, we know what can happen to Jessica. We know what will eventually happen.
Well, what do you say to that? It's like,
So don't
I mean,
go
hopefully not soon.
right. So don't go to, and it's not just cancer, it's other diseases that people are battling, fighting for their life. And just tell them positive stuff, because we know, she knows, everybody knows, everybody that's fighting these battles know what's going to happen. We know the negative, the downfall of it, the negativity of it. We know this. We don't need to hear it from everybody. Just stay positive. What else you got on your list?
Home remedies. Like, you know.
We do get told a lot of home remedies to cure cancer. And believe me, if there was a cure out there, she would be cured.
Well, and I will say, like, if there's a time where nothing's working anymore, heck, I'll try them all, but
Well, those are the more extreme stuff.
yeah.
There is some pretty extreme stuff that she could do that it can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all hearsay. There's no science backed behind it.
Yeah.
Nor, I don't think the government wants the science out there. That's a whole different topic. That's for a topic for me and Derek to go through the whole. You come up with, if we did find a cure for her, I would keep my mouth shut, basically, because.
Probably be taken out.
Right. Why would we cure you of cancer just to tell everybody and be taken right out?
Mm-hmm.
Defeats the whole purpose of the cure.
They make too much money in the medical field.
But like I said, that'll be a whole nother, that could be a whole nother vlog. This next one that she wrote down, and I remember my dad, when he had his cancer, this one kind of got under his skin. And it's like, well, you don't look sick. You look great. The cancer's on the inside. It's not on the outside. And my dad, boy, that just got under his skin, and it kind of gets under my skin a little bit when I hear that. It's like, well, she looks great. She doesn't look like she has cancer.
It's makeup.
Well, it's right, but it's like it's not on the outside,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just because
You don't have it written across your forehead.
right. And and there's a lesson in that too. Out in public, you don't know who has cancer or not. Even not every cancer patient shaves their head or has to shave their head. Some people wear realistic wigs to make it look like that's their real hair. But that's another thing. Don't say.
You don't look
You
sick.
don't look sick. Tell her she looks beautiful.
Now, yeah, you can give compliments.
Give
Be like, you look
compliments.
really good today,
But don't sit there and say, well, you don't look sick. Well,
Yeah.
I am pretty fucking sick. Yeah, I remember Dad having that too. So, and I'm sure people with same with our son's diabetes. People make their comments about, diabetics and.
Oh, yeah. That's not cool to be like, I got a plate full of diabetes right here. Because our son did not get diabetes from eating junk food.
No.
He was 2 years old and he was breastfed those first 2 years.
Right.
So.
In which that'll be another vlog that Carson and I and Jessica will sit down and do it about type 1 diabetes. He's had it for 11 years, I believe.
I think
He was 2, he's almost
he's
14, so about 12 years now. But that'll be a whole nother vlog. Now this part of the vlog of things with cancer is solely me.
Well, I mentioned it the other day. I was thinking about like you go through life and you have like these friends or
Family
or people you work with or and you feel like you're pretty good friends with them and then it's like you get a cancer diagnosis and you kind of just drift apart. And like I feel like I can reach out to people, but why do I have to do all the reaching out? You know what I mean? Like I'm finally to a point where it's like, well, I guess we had a good run. And I know that other people have their lives. I get it.
People have their lives, but also I don't like the term. I don't like when people say, "Well, I don't have time." If you have time, everybody has time if you want to make the time. And the other day, Jessica said that to me. She's like, so and so, we used to talk a lot and this and that, and ever since I got cancer, she's been ghosted. And
And I don't know if it's because they don't know what to say. I mean, that could be. But my advice is just reach out reach out to anybody, whether they have cancer or not. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and that's what I tried preaching, and it's been a inner conversation. Sorry, I'm this really frustrates me. There's been acquaintances, friends, family, and the family part's where I get angry. There's been family that live minutes from us but haven't made any effort to spend time with her, and that bothers me. I've reached out to people, I've tried texting people, I've tried to arrange things, and it's like she's had cancer for, I bet you didn't know this, but it's 3 years and exactly 4 months today. And I'm just like, this whole time, these people don't come around. And I'm not, this is where it kind of makes me sound like an asshole, but like shit, we have a great support system. We have a phenomenal support system. If you follow her page on Facebook, you can see it. But some of these people that should be involved in her life are just only involved occasionally on social media. And she will sit there and tell me that, well, it's fine. That's their problem. They'll have to live with it. And it's like, to me, it's very selfish. You should be able to make time for a family member with cancer. Or if you guys were friends, why not keep the friendship up? To me, excuses are just that, excuses. I have talked to some people about it, or confronted some people, and some people is in denial about her cancer, and when they're around her, it just like makes them uncomfortable. You got to get over that. You got to find peace. And this isn't just with Jessica, this is with anybody. Because like I said, this isn't things that we're just dealing with. This is things that multiple people with cancer or diseases deal with, coming from friends, family, acquaintances, coworkers, whatnot. I really hate to throw the word coworker out there, because your job is done phenomenal with you. When she says coworker, she means about friends that she made at the last place, the last building that she worked at, correct?
mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and her job, her people have done way more than a lot of some of her close family has even. You can't even compare the two. And it should be the other way around. I know I'm going to catch flack for this, and I really don't care. I'm used to being the bad guy. I'm used to being the villain. I don't give a shit. 3 years and 4 months. If you're supposed to be part of Jessica's life, be part of her life. Come around. Go to dinner. Hang out. Sit on the couch. Laugh it up. Because not only does it hurt the person, you're hurting yourself. And if something happens to Jessica or anybody that's dealing with it, you're going to have regrets. And I'll say this, and this is going to make me look like an asshole again, but here we are. Don't come to me crying, saying how much you're going to miss her, because you chose to spend this whole time not being part of her life. And that just pisses me off.
He takes it harder than I do.
Well, I do. And it's not just protecting her feelings, but it's protecting theirs too. Like, they're gonna regret this. But like, I've put every effort in that I can to make things happen. And at the end of the day, I can't make anybody do anything. But something happens, don't come to me and say how much you're gonna miss her, because it's just gonna piss me off. I'm getting heated right now. Family's so important to me. And, I don't have brothers and sisters that live here. They live cross country. All my cousins, aunts, uncles. I have my immediate family and my mom. And for the life of me, I don't understand how more of the family hasn't come around. I mean, hell, you've had family that live across the country show up. But we can't get people across town to show up.
We just need to go back to the olden days where families get together and have dinner and
dinners. She's you're gonna see this video and be like, Jessica, you look good. Well, we're in the middle of her not feeling worth a damn. She's sitting down, so she's good. She has these down days where she doesn't really want to be around anybody, but she also has great days, and those are the opportunities that everybody needs to take. And and you don't have to come here in person. I mean, a text message, hey, how you doing, girl? Love you, whatever. Something simple.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a lot of you that do that. So, do what?
You said doo-doo.
Oh. There's a lot of you that that do that. And that's not who we're talking about.
But you know what? I could reach out with more people too. So it goes both ways.
But you can. But let's be honest. These handful of people haven't done shit. Even if you do reach out, don't do shit. I don't know. Family's too important to me. Like I said, I may look like a big asshole on this. I don't care. I really don't give a damn how I look. Me in the position that I am is different than her. And we're different people. Where she can blow stuff off. You know what? That's fine. That's something they got to live with.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I do everything I can to give Jessica the best life that I can. I don't always succeed. I screw up. But that train of thought just chemoed right out. Just chemoed out.
Chemo brain.
My point is I want Jessica to have these memories with these people. I want these people to have memories with Jessica, if that makes sense. And when they live minutes away and still in 3 years, 4 months, can't make time, yeah, that does aggravate me. And this isn't, I don't want pity, I don't want sympathy, I don't want none of that bullshit. I'm not that kind of a person. I don't need anybody's pity. I just want to put it out there because we're not the only ones dealing with this.
I'm on TikTok and I'm on Cancer Talk. And that's like one of the biggest things is people are like, you know, people you are so close to and they just ghost you. And they don't know if it's because they just don't know how to deal with it or don't know what to say. But you don't have to talk about cancer with a cancer patient.
No, live.
I mean, just, hey, you know, let's talk about the weather. Or,
right.
You know.
Right. So basically what we're doing is putting our bullshit that we've dealt with out there. And hopefully somebody watches this somewhere in the world and says, you know what, you're right. I'm going to reach out to my uncle or my friend or my grandparent or whoever it may be. You're right. I need to suck my shit up and make it about them and give them some life and good memories. Because in return, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get love and good memories too. It's a win-win situation all around. No pity, no sympathy. I don't want to hear any comments of dumb shit like that. Just take this as the dark side of having cancer that multiple people deal with, and just let's make some changes,
like,
man.
That's another thing. Like, I've noticed, like, if I don't have any hair and we go out, like, you get those sad, like, people just looking at you like, oh, you know, don't be sad. Smile at me. I'm gonna smile at you, you know.
And that goes back to, you know what can happen. We know the result of it, so we don't.
I don't need your. Oh.
Yeah, and other people don't either. Just like smile at them, walk past, say
hi.
How you doing? You know, but when you do that sympathy sigh, then then they channel it in just like, it's just That's a very good point. That is a very good point, and we've run into that. Yeah. There's been times that she's been out by herself and she'd come home. It's like, this same thing, you know, and it's just like,
you can just see it on their face, like, oh,
you know. And I know that's a normal reaction.
Yeah,
it is a normal reaction, and we understand that. But we're here to try to change that. We're here to try to change some shit. Let's all be around each other. Let's all create memories. Have a good time. with her and the cancer, you don't have to talk about cancer. If you have a few questions, ask her. Ask her. She's going to answer them, you know. But like when we hang out with people, we have, there's a whole other world out there than cancer. Cancer doesn't run us. And if you're fighting cancer right now, don't let it run you either. Like, live life. We laugh, we do things. You know, even when she's not feeling good, she'll force herself to do things. What was that meme you sent me the other day? It said, are you doing chemo to prolong your death? Or are you doing chemo to prolong your life? And she sent me that, and she asked me, what do you think? I'm like, you're prolonging your life because you're living. You know, you're still trying to do things. Not trying. You are doing things to where, you know, she could just be in bed saying, the hell with it. You know, what do they say in the Shawshank Redemption movie? Either get busy living or get busy dying. And we're too busy living to talk about cancer all the damn time.
But we will.
But we will, yeah, for sure. But even our relationship at home, we don't discuss cancer all that much. Like when she's feeling bad, of course, she lets me know. You know, we've had some tough discussions. And there's still a lot that's going on in her head, so I didn't even almost poke your eye out. Going on in her head that I'll never know. You know, that's just the way it is. There's stuff going on in my head that she'll never know. Because it is tough. But how do you beat toughness? Through laughter and love. Now that's a crock of shit. We're fighters.
No, you can have bad days. Just don't camp out there.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. She says that to me a lot. I don't have a lot of bad days, but there's bad moments. But then whenever she's having a bad time, I can throw that in her face too. Because isn't that what couples do? So, yeah, just take in consideration of what you're going to say to other people. Instead of throwing sympathy or I'm sorry that this is happening, throw a hug, throw a smile. Dude, I mean...
Or a prayer.
Prayers work. We've seen prayers work. Just now thinking about it, a couple other things that we get a lot, or I get a lot, is I don't know how you do it. You know, we're dealing with her cancer. We have our son's type 1 diabetic. We have another daughter with an autoimmune system, and it is a lot. But people say, you know, I don't know how you do it. Here's my answer: you just do it. And if it ever happens to you, you will be the same. People sit there and say how strong we are. You are too. You just don't realize it yet. You're just not in a situation where you have to be strong. We have no choice but to be strong. So, and people say, oh, you guys are inspirational. No, we're just living life. You know, and you would do the same thing. Everybody, unless you're faced with it, once you're faced with it, you'll realize you're a badass too. Am I right? You know, now we do have good experience throughout the years with all these tragedies, you know, with our family having medical issues and the deaths that we dealt with in our families. But you just do it. And another thing people say is, I can't imagine. Fucking don't. Don't even try to imagine. It's the imaginable, you know? What words do you got?
Just as Matthew McConaughey would say.
All right.
Livin.
Oh shit! I took that. When I think of him, that's exactly what I think of as the all right.
Did he say that?
I think so. That sounds like a total Matthew McConaughey
I mean, it
thing
does,
to say. Drinking a margarita in the desert. Yeah. That could be. So anyways, again, I'm sorry if I sounded like an asshole in this, or if you're watching this and if the shoe fits and you take offense
He
to
just
it.
cares.
And I do. And it's not, like I said, it's not just for you, it's for them too. Like, they don't realize on how, like when my dad had cancer, I went out there and saw him as much as I could. And I don't have any regrets. With her, when you're supposed to be close family and you're not coming around or not making memories, you're gonna have these regrets. I promise you, you're going to. We've seen it too many times. You have time. Don't say you don't have time. You have time. Make memories, because in the long run, it's going to benefit both of you guys. It's a win-win. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then everybody, and I'm going to quote the late Phil Robertson, will be happy, happy, happy.
Happy, happy, happy. I'm unashamed.
That's right. That's right. Other than that, everything's going good.
Yep.
Everything's
We're
going
gonna
good.
get these numbers back up, so I feel better.
Yep.
Yep.
We got a Dallas trip planned in the near future. So we're working on getting her back in order to go down to Dallas and have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
We went camping this last weekend, and it was busy. It was busy, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was our first camping trip of this season. We just haven't been able to do it. Either you weren't feeling good, or we're having these flooding rains that has ruined it. Or
And our grandbaby got to visit camp, and he loved it.
Yep, Hudson, our grandbaby, got to come to camp for
For the first.
time,
Yep.
and
He loved it.
he loved it. He sure did. He liked the pretty lights.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned with him, he's not afraid of fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
They sent us a video of him watching fireworks,
And he just
He loved
looking, just soaking it all in.
so Hannah and Dylan, you did awesome. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna cut this done. Cut this out. Cut this. My mind is so. I need to quit doing
Cut
these.
this off.
Cut this off. Oh my goodness. So anyways, yeah, this is something that we've wanted to do for a while. In the near future, her and I are gonna stray away from talking about cancer. There's a few vlogs that we want to do,
Mm-hmm.
kind of in lieu with we do with Sorry Got Weird Guys or with Derek. Things that are more of our personal interest.
Yeah, like mysteries.
Yes.
Unsolved mysteries.
Murder cases or stuff like that. We have
Yeah.
I know you guys seen in other vlogs about us or about me and my murder or serial killer kind of fascination. Well, she has a little tinge of it too, but we don't always see eye to eye on everything. So you guys have a great week. Be kind, be awesome, be adventurous, and leave your comments. We'll do a comment video sometime in the near future. I'm slowly gathering some comments together. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, cool.
Unless you're being a dick, then you're gonna get
Gonna get cut off.
you're gonna get no recognition for being a dick. You're just gonna waste your time if you're gonna be that way. Anyways, peace out. Love you guys.
Bye.
See you next week.